Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to the third G-Dragon video of the week. It is a wonderful week when we are getting G-Dragon content left and right. I'm so amped about this new album he has released. If you haven't watched my previous two videos, you may not know how excited I am yet, but you will soon find out. I posted a first listen to the Kwon Ji Yong album, and on that video in the comment section, I asked you guys to vote on which song you would most like to see an English lyric reaction for. And from those votes, it appeared that most of you wanted to see a Divina Commedia reaction, and I'm totally okay with that. This song is probably one of the most interesting on the album. It's one of those where I have absolutely sort of no clue what it could be about, I guess. I don't know, I'm excited to find out what the lyrics are. G-Dragon's lyrics are always very creative, and I'm very excited to react to them with all of you. But anyways, I'm considering doing English reactions for all of the songs, but let me know in the comments down below if there is a song in particular off of the Kwon Ji Yong album that you would most like to see a reaction for. It really helps me out because then I know what you guys want to see and I can get those ones out first and make sure that they happen. I believe the title is in Italian. I could be totally wrong, but I'm sorry if I'm butchering the pronunciation. Really quick, I think we should look up what Divina Commedia means. I mean, it's gotta be something like divine comedy, right? I was right, it does translate to divine comedy. And it looks like it is a poem. The Divine Comedy is a long narrative poem by Dante Alighieri. The poem describes this author, I guess this poet's, travels through hell, purgatory, and paradise or heaven. But at a deeper level, it represents allegorically, we're getting an English lesson today, you guys. I hope I'm teaching you something. The soul's journey towards God. At this deeper level, Dante draws on medieval Christian theology and philosophy. Alrighty, so let's get this started. So he says, they say that dragons fly over small creeks. Unless it's family, I don't know any other strangers. The joy that follows hard work is Divina Commedia, divine comedy. Becoming a star underground where no one cares to look. So when he was like rising up, like underground artists, they're underground for a reason because nobody has like really caught on to that yet. And he did start underground. Self-radiance, they say, is an occupational disease. Nurse, heal me, I'll pay you more. I'll be your billionaire prince. My age is barely 30. It's weird. It's normal, right? Oh, so like it's weird that he's got that money and he's barely 30. When everyone else was growing, I was listing stocks. That's why I'm a bit short. That's a good line. That's why I'm a bit short. Clever Ji Yong. Mom, don't worry about a thing. I'm not a problem. I'm the answer to the problem. I can feel the power. I can reset the inspiration, right? And then he goes into his chorus of right, wrong. And he goes, why is everyone being punished? Everyone's the same, right, wrong, I don't understand. Does it make sense or not? That's very interesting. That sort of relates to the poem a little bit because the poem is sort of about like hell and heaven and I mean, I have not read the poem, but obviously those are two things that require being judged on whether or not the things that you've done in your life are the right things or the wrong things. And so he's asking, why is everybody being punished? Everyone's the same. And he says, I don't understand. Does it make sense or not? Like, does it make sense that people are being punished for certain things? I guess, I don't know, it's just kind of like sort of that fine line between right and wrong, you know? Then he continues that on, ends with Divina Commedia, and then he says, gone, I'm numb, yeah I am, and he says that 4 times. And then he says, why do people say life is a comedy? Because we laugh and we cry. What kind of face am I making right now? It doesn't matter what kind of face, pretending and faking is a mask. Oh. So it doesn't matter what he's really like sort of feeling and what he's really putting forward because he's got this mask on, you know what I mean? So you can't even see what the actual face is. He's pretending and faking. Putting your life on the line to fall into hypnosis. You deal and trade with your life just to eat and live well. So he trades like his private life and personal life away to live and eat and make a living, and just sort of he has dedicated his life to entertaining and training to entertain, and you know, all of that he started when he was 6 in Little Roo-Rah. He said, guess how much my name is worth, you'll pay. And then he says, if you're curious, contact Taehi. And Taehi is a character from Goblin, a very popular drama from pretty recently. It is an amazing drama. I suggest that you watch it. It is visually beautiful, the storyline is beautiful, and it is very, very, very well done and worth checking out. Clearly, G-Dragon has checked it out as well, and he is referencing it in this song. I'm trying to think of what exactly he's meaning from that reference though. So guess how much my name is worth. If you're curious, contact Taehi. So I can't necessarily think of exactly why he's referencing the Taehi scenes. Taehi is like Jun Tak's childhood friend. I know that there's a point where the Grim Reaper asks him for his name and she doesn't want him to give it to the Grim Reaper. If I rewatched it, I'd probably get it, but I'm a little bit rusty on it because it's been a while. But that is very cool that he threw that reference in there. Success, people beg and throw tantrums. It's like that's how you get success maybe? Or maybe that people are begging him and throwing tantrums to him because he has success. Could go either way. Then he says, what's the point in working hard and putting in effort? No one acknowledges it anyway. And he says, I've been there. So like he's been there where people aren't acknowledging all the hard work that goes into what he's doing. Maybe like, I feel like maybe once you're on this like huge pedestal and in this huge spotlight, people don't notice as much all of the hard work and effort that goes into what you're doing, and people sort of kind of think it just comes naturally to you or is handed to you or things like that. Obviously I'm just making assumptions because I am not famous. I do not know how that feels. Maybe that nobody takes the time to acknowledge, like, look at how much work he put into this. Like the Kwon Ji Yong album, like an incredible amount of work has had to go into that album. Like it is an amazing album, and there's no way that he didn't put in a ton of effort behind the scenes and a ton of sleepless nights and a ton of stress and just probably just a lot, it takes a lot to do things that he's doing, and often he probably feels that hard work is overlooked and like why work so hard when nobody is gonna focus on the fact that you did work hard, sorta. If that made sense. And he says, I've been there, suck ass. Okay, so okay, in my reaction to the album, if you guys watched my first listen, there was a part I replayed where I was like, what did he just say? And that's what I thought he said, was suck ass. But I was like, nah, he didn't say that, but he did. And he said, everything comes in one shot. If the waves of life come crashing in, ride it. Swerve and surf and dive in. Don't get swept away. So ride the wave instead of getting swept away from the wave. Like you've gotta, if you get that chance, that one shot, you've gotta take it. You've gotta take it and ride it and not get swept away and not let yourself get like overwhelmed to the point where you miss that shot. And then he goes into the chorus again that ends in Divina Commedia. And then he says, we all live in our own separate worlds. On stage, it becomes project planning, production, screenplay, directing, main leads. In our dreams, unreality becomes reality. I mean, obviously in your dreams, like sometimes they feel very real. So like when you're dreaming, the unreal is the real in that moment, sort of. Ooh, or maybe like in our dreams, unreality becomes reality. So it's like we all dream that our reality can match unreality. So like maybe what you see on stage or what you see in the movies, like you're like, I wish I could have that. But really what you're seeing is a production, and that's the unreal. And then he says, Truman Show. Oh, the Truman Show. He's throwing in all these references. In case I don't see ya, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Right, wrong. A normal citizen who sings becomes a national actor. Oh, wow. That is deep line. That is a very deep line. So he's a normal citizen that sings. As much as I put GDRAGON on a pedestal and absolutely love him to death and think he is perfection, he's a person. And I think that's something that is often forgotten when it comes to not only K-pop idols, of course not only K-pop idols, but when it comes to any celebrity or any person in the spotlight, YouTubers even, they're normal people. I don't know, in a way he's saying he's just this normal citizen who sings, but he's become this national actor who has to act like he's not this normal citizen. Like he's putting on this show, like he kind of mentioned before, like wearing masks and like being a production. Like he's kind of, if I'm not mistaken, I mean it's kind of dark, but if I'm not mistaken, he's almost sort of saying like his life, or at least his life in the spotlight, has become a show. He's an actor rather than himself. And I read something today that said that this is his first album as Kwon Ji Yong. So this is his first album as himself. is sort of what he's saying. And he says G-Dragon's always part of him, but G-Dragon's a little bit sort of more flashy and things like that than he is as a person. He's talking about maybe the facade he has to put up, you know what I mean? Just the part of fame where you just have to put on this act of being, I guess in his case, of being G-Dragon, of being this like absolute king of the K-pop world and like this fashion icon and like all of these things, but like really on the inside, like he knows, like, guys, like I'm a normal person that sings, you know? Like, I'm a normal dude, and like I work hard too. Like, this isn't handed to me. This isn't easy for me because I'm G-Dragon. This isn't easy for me because I'm Kwon Ji Yong, but I work hard too. And like, just like, if anything, he should be getting even more recognition for how hard he works, because he's obviously working so hard that he's making it look easy. The fact that he is so famous and the fact that he got, whatever, was it 41 number ones on the iTunes charts in 41 different countries or whatever, the fact that he is getting big things like this means he just put in that much more hard work, because it was able to be so successful because he spent so much time and effort on it, and that goes overlooked. And like Gone, I'm numb, like maybe like he's gone, he's like numbed himself to be this like other thing. I don't know. I think I'm reading way too much into it now, but that's a very interesting thing to consider. I hope that you've got some interesting insight into what this song could possibly mean. By no means do I know what G-Dragon meant. I'm just making assumptions of things that are possibilities. And I think that this is a really interesting album. And I think that this is a big step for him as an artist. And I'm very excited to find out what the lyrics of the other songs are. G-Dragon is amazing when it comes to writing lyrics. Absolutely amazing. The Divina Commedia references, I wish I understood that a little bit more. I truly, truly do. I was trying to see if I could find like some sort of iconic line from Divina Commedia or whatever, because I thought maybe that we could figure out maybe sort of where that title is coming from and why he's relating it to this poem, assuming that this poem is where he got that from. This is a line from the Divine Comedy, the poem, and it says, "The more a thing is perfect, the more it feels pleasure and pain." So that could sort of like relate to the ideas of that song. Like, the more perfect you are, like the more sort of like riches and things like that type of pleasure you'll receive, but you'll also receive a lot more pain, like maybe in the forms of your hard work going overlooked, or maybe pain in the sense that you feel like you're putting on a mask or you're acting, or that you have to be a character rather than yourself sometimes. Or maybe just if you're, you know, having a bad day, you have to be happy rather than show how you're really feeling, things like that. All right, well, that's really the only line I could find that sort of related to things quickly. Obviously, it must relate in some way when you read the full thing, but it is interesting to tie things like that in. I think that this song is a lot more complex than just being able to be reacted to and read on a surface level. And that's a great thing. It's a good thing for lyrics to be deep and not super straightforward. Honestly, it's probably been a little bit since I've heard a song that I really had to like think about like, what could this mean? So bravo, G-Dragon. Your lyric writing skills are on point as always. Or should I say, Kwon Ji Yong, your lyric skills are incredible and you obviously work incredibly hard. It's so evident that you work hard. And I hope that you do realize that your hard work does not go unacknowledged. I know it's easy to feel that way, and to feel like people just think that things are handed to you because you are G-Dragon, like you're the king of K-pop, you know? But just know that the hard work doesn't go overlooked. This is coming from somebody who watched Big Bang the beginning and just cried watching how hard you all worked. And I think that that's why I like him so much. It's not because he's perfect. It's not because he's G-Dragon. It's not because he is a national actor. If that's even what he meant by this. Right now, I'm just trying to make connections. But even if, you know, the stage persona and things like that, obviously I love all of those things. Incredible. Honestly, he's a genius when it comes to all of that. But it's not just that. That's not why I'm a fan of G-Dragon. I'm a fan of G-Dragon because he works incredibly hard at what he does, and that it makes me so happy and proud to see his hard work pay off. And as a person, as a normal citizen, as he says, I think he's an incredible guy. And famous or not famous, G-Dragon or Kwon Ji Yong, if I met him as just a normal citizen on the street, not knowing who he was, I'd be a fan of him. So, yeah, well, that got really cheesy, but just, you know what, just wanted my boy Ji Yong to know that he is not underappreciated and that he does not have to put on the mask. He does not have to put on the act if that is what he feels he's doing, because we will all support him no matter what. And I'm so excited to support him live in concert. It's gonna be incredible. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this mess of a video. Give this video a big thumbs up if you liked what you saw. Once again, let me know in the comments down below what other song you'd like to see a lyric reaction to. Hit that subscribe button if you are new here, and I will catch you guys later. Bye.